You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. It is the first level of awareness, on top of the preconsciousness and unconsciousness, and it lies between the pit of one's fears and the summit of one's thoughts. You are now traveling through a dimension of psychology you just crossed over, into the conscious mind. But what exactly is conscious? According to Freud, the human consciousness can be divided into 3 levels of awareness: the conscious, preconscious, and unconscious. To make it a bit easier to explain, I want you to imagine an iceberg in front of you. The part of the iceberg that is visible can be compared to the conscious mind. It contains all of our thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes of which we are aware of at any given moment. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. Then, just below the water's surface, you have the preconscious mind. When thoughts are in the preconscious, they are not yet at the conscious level, nor are they buried in the unconscious. They are in between. The 3rd level is the unconscious mind, which is buried in the deep, dark ocean. It's a large reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that we aren't aware of at all times. It also contains contents that are rather unpleasant, such as feelings of pain or anxiety. Each of these levels corresponds and overlaps with Freud's ideas of the id, ego, and superego. Freud's personality theory saw the psyche structured into 3 different parts, all developing at different stages in our lives. These can be seen as systems but we aren't always either conscious or unconscious. An altered state of consciousness is a temporary change in one's normal mental state without being considered unconscious. Altered states of consciousness can be created intentionally, or they can happen by accident or due to illness. Often people intentionally try to alter their conscious state. There can be many reasons people try and attain an altered state of consciousness. This includes religious and spiritual reasons, relaxation, and even hypnosis to increase health. For example, during hypnosis, some people disassociate from themselves and experience a moment of split consciousness. Interestingly enough, Freud's theory can be used to analyze text, like films, books, or even music. There are 2 ways to do so. One is author-oriented, and the other is more viewer-centered. Let's take movies as an example. In this first one, the movie is treated like a dream. Freud claims that dreams are a way for us humans to deal with our hidden desires and urges. Ergo, dreams have a conscious and an unconscious. Films can be the same way. Freud argues that films are like the dreams of the filmmaker. In a lot of Quentin Tarantino films, bare feet are shown. Take this scene for instance. A scene from the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Sharon Tate goes to watch her own movie. The conscious about this scene is what we see. We see Sharon Tate in a cinema. The unconscious might be the predominant show of her feet. This might be a hidden desire from the filmmaker Tarantino, who might have a foot fetish. This happens in virtually all of Tarantino's films, and each time it is a clear example of the unconscious. The second way we analyze text is viewer-oriented. When viewers seek movies that represent underlying conflicts, like good versus evil, they unconsciously seek ways to project their wish fulfillment. In other words, their underlying wishes and hidden desires can be satisfied by viewing and interpreting a film. Take Avatar, for example. A viewer could get fulfilled by watching the protagonist escape to a different reality, and on a subconscious level, project themselves into that scenario, which might make them feel better. Try to look at it as sort of a second-hand catharsis. Watching someone overcoming fears or winning battles, or even escaping reality, can make us feel the same way the hero feels. And that is how Freud's psychoanalysis can be used to analyze text.